Hatred and racism on the internet are expected to lead to stadium bans for up to 10 years in England in the future. Interior Minister Priti Patel, well, we know her, but she said the laws should be adjusted accordingly, and we heard that according to a media report. And according to that report, hatred and racism by football fans on the internet will in future lead to stadium bans not only in England but also in Wales. Those who are responsible for racist abuse on the internet must be punished, said British Home Secretary Priti Patel, according to Sky Sports, which reported on the government's plans on Sunday. The laws should therefore be adapted so that agitation on the internet can lead to stadium bans for up to 10 years. So far, such bans, of which around 1,300 are currently in force in England and Wales, could only be imposed if fans became violent or stood out with racist chants. They are usually imposed following complaints from the police or prosecutors or following convictions. After England lost the European Championship in the finals against Italy last summer, the three black English shooters that missed the goal were racially insulted on social media. But Corona is also causing discussions about football at the moment, not only racism. Even before Christmas, the team manager of Chelsea FC had made serious accusations against those in charge of the Premier League, and now, as we would say in Germany, his collar burst again on Boxing Day. With an angry expression and sarcastic tone, he took the win against Aston Villa with 3-1 as an opportunity to rail against what he saw as intolerable conditions in times of Corona. "We are worried, I'm super worried," said Tuchel after the game at Sky Sports, and attacked all those who only sit in armchairs and at the green table in some offices. A jam-packed game plan, the many injuries plus only 3 instead of the 5 usual substitutions in Europe, and all of this bearing in mind violent Corona outbreaks. Tuchel no longer understands the world in which he is currently moving in. The league reported 103 positive cases among players and officials between December 20th and 26th on Monday. This is the highest number of infections in a week. This is not the only reason why Jurgen Klopp and co. are sounding the alarm. The Liverpool coach sees it as a big problem that players have to be reinstated immediately after their corona infections and injuries. "We all love to see healthy players play at their performance limit. That's not the case at the moment," said Klopp, who is also calling for the substitutions to be increased to 5. "Only 3 changes in the most intense league in the world? That's not right," said Klopp. For Tuchel, players are playing with the health of the players, so to speak, but he did not exclude himself from the general criticism. He complained that Callum Hudson-Odoi had to let him 90 minutes play after his COVID-19 illness because there were other players from the field that had to go. For lack of alternatives, he also had to use Mateo Kovacic after an injury and COVID without preparation or training. Hudson-Odoi could not be substituted because Tuchel had to bring Thiago Silva and N'Golo Kante off due to injury. In addition, he let Romelu Lukaku, who recently also had to do with a corona infection, play much longer than recommended by the medical department. Lukaku came after the 45-minute break. What is that in English again? He scored 2-1 and showed a good performance, said Tuchel, but he wasn't ready. In general, Tuchel no longer finds all of this okay. Chelsea, plagued by corona injuries, should play 6 competitive games by January 15th, an absurdity for the team manager. "They let us play even if we have COVID, and we play, but that can't be the right way. And what this program does with players who have just recovered, we don't know. Nobody knows." What Tuchel knows is he now has a few more injuries, and that, he claims, won't stop. It can't stop. Especially since he can only change 3 times per game, which he also doesn't understand. 5 changes were introduced due to Corona. All of Europe has 5 changes. All of Europe has a winter break. But we play through. But on whose back? On the back of the players. The Premier League threatens a deadline problem in view of the many competitions. Due to the pandemic, 15 games had to be postponed in the past few weeks. And seriously, that is not good what we hear from there. I'll see you in my next video. Bis gleich.